So I'd like to talk with you today about contentment and the role that achievement and stress play in your overall happiness. Let's first level set on achievement, which is doing something meaningful that accomplishes a desired result which gives you joy, and stress, which is the degree of mental, physical, or emotional strain undertaken to achieve a desired result. I've defined 4 different lifestyles driven by degrees of achievement as stress. Those are as follows. The first is a frustration lifestyle, which is the result of high stress accompanied by low achievement. So think burning the midnight oil on projects that get canceled last minute or never used. Next is a boredom lifestyle, which is the result of low stress accompanied by low achievement. Think getting up every morning with nothing to do. Next is a burnout lifestyle, which is the result of high stress accompanied by high achievement. Think successive strategic projects with demanding customers, a dysfunctional team, and irrational management. Lastly is a sustained lifestyle. This is the result of low stress accompanied by high achievement. Think volunteering for a cause you're passionate about on your work terms. As I've thought more about the achievement stress concept, it's occurred to me that the push-pull of achievements and stress apply to more than a person's career or vocation. It can apply to elements such as family relationships, health, and finances. You can have high achievement and low stress in your career, but if you have low achievement, high stress in another area of your life, your overall contentment level is adversely impacted. It's not enough to manage achievement and stress only in your career or vocation. It needs to be managed in other areas of your life as well. Given so, I've adapted the good enough contentment model I've created for my Behind Gold Doors 9 Crucial Elements to Achieve Good Enough Contentment book to include achievement and stress as driving factors. I tested the model on myself, so as we like to say in Microsoft terms, I ate my own dog food and was surprised at the clarity I found in defining what good enough contentment means to me. So here's the revised model explained step by step. In the good enough contentment model, there are 9 crucial life elements that holistically reflect a person's life as follows. Number 1, career contentment, how you are in your future and current career potential. Next is family contentment, how content you are with your family life. Next is health contentment, which is how content you are in your physical and mental health. Then friendship contentment, how content you are with relationships built and maintained with friends and loved ones. Then there's financial contentment, which is how content you are in your current and future financial status. Then there's leisure contentment, which is how content you are with quality time spent on leisurely activities. Then spiritual contentment, how content you are with your spiritual life. Giving contentment, how content you are with your pay it forward giving. And then lastly, but not least, legacy contentment, how content you are with the legacy you are leaving behind should you die today. Now in column A, this is where you'd indicate the importance to you for each of those contentment elements, whether it's extremely important, very important, somewhat important, not so important, or not at all important. In column B, you note for each contentment element where you feel a sense of achievement. For example, in the giving contentment element, you may feel the greatest sense of achievement when you are able to see firsthand when someone's life situation improves when you've given your time and money to help that person. In column C, you note for each contentment element when you feel stressed. For example, in the health contentment element, you may feel stressed when you weigh yourself and see you've gained 10 unwanted pounds. Then in column D, you write an honest statement of what your contentment goal is for each of those elements, taking into account how you maximize achievement, listed in column B, and minimize stress, listed in column C. In column E, you define specific actions for each element you need to take to get from your current state to your contentment goal in column D. So as you work through this model, there's a few considerations for you to ponder. First off is focus on the extremely and very important elements first. You can certainly have goals for all of the areas, but don't spend your time on an element that is less important at the expense of one which is more important to you. The second is be ambitiously realistic. Create goals and actions that are within reach and challenge you, but be careful about putting things down that deep down you know you'll never be able to achieve. Next is being brutally honest with yourself. If building a legacy isn't important to you, then say so. The goal isn't to make every element important, but to consider each element, then make the conscious decision whether it is important to you. Lastly, you want to recognize that priorities do change over time. So as you get older, some elements that you felt weren't important may now be much more so. I've certainly found that elements like legacy, giving, friendships, and leisure are more important to me now than when I was in my 20s. So maximizing achievements and minimizing stress across your life is critical to achieving good enough contentment. So take some time to download the model and go through the exercise. You can find that and more resources at goodenoughcontentment.com. Thanks a lot and take good care.